Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing a little bit more English, having a look at a little bit more English, and I'll show you what we've been doing in class today. So if you want to have a go at doing it back at home, then feel free. So we started by getting some fantastic vocabulary that we might use in a letter from the trench, because we've been looking at letters from the trench, specifically death letters from the trench, so letters home saying that someone has sadly died. So here are some of the fantastic words that we came up with. Just let you have a little look at them. And then we moved on and we thought about a checklist. What kind of things would we include in a death letter, in a letter from the trench? So we thought about this, the date, the sender's address. We thought that we'd be using sad and emotional language, a respectful tone. We'd be showing respect to the survivors and respect for the dead. We would structure it, we would introduce why we're writing, we'd say what had happened and how did the soldier die, and then how was he viewed, and we were thinking about always viewing him in a positive light because this is a letter back home, remember, to his family. We spoke about how the letter would be descriptive to a point, obviously not gruesome. It would be using expanded noun phrases and it would be using some fronted adverbials as well. And then this is how we planned the lesson, and this is how you can plan the lesson at home. We used a bit of a storyboard. So, dear Mrs. Langton, I'm writing with the devastating news regarding your brave, courageous son. Using a little expanded noun phrase there with brave, courageous before son. Your brave, courageous son, who, in the battlefields of France, laid down his life for his country. And there, underlined in green, we've got a relative clause, and you can include your own drawings to help jog your memory for your own piece of writing. And anyone that brings in a piece of writing along these lines that they've done at home, the dojos, the house points, the prizes that you'll get, well, they will be out of this world. Moving on, I will let you know how he met his demise. So we're using some excellent language in there. We also spoke about the features of a war grave since we're not going to get to see them in person this year, sadly. So that is why we're writing. Moving on to the next part of the structure, what happened and how did he die? We're starting with a fronted adverbial, where we say earlier this month. That's your fronted adverbial. It lets you know, in this case, when it happened, but fronted adverbials can also let you know how something happened or where something happened. So it could have started with heroically and then moved on. It could have started at the Somme, and then it could have moved on, or on the Western Front, or something like that. But we started with a fronted adverbial for time. So we said, earlier this month, our battalion launched an attack on the German front line. Many men were lost in no man's land. And there is a wonderful artist's depiction of no man's land. Move on, and I'll let you spot the expanded noun phrase in this sentence. Your heroic, wonderful son, who provided levity and laughter in the trenches, was not one of them. So, if you've spotted, we've not only expanded the noun phrase being wonderful son, we've not only expanded it by saying heroic, but we've also said who provided levity and laughter in the trenches was not one of them. He was undertaking a much different mission, and there is a little clue to what the different mission might be. That is a soldier, not as Mr. Kelly called it, a turtle. That is a soldier, and there he is with his spade. And in those days, the spades, they had pointy handles, just in case you ran into the enemy. Give him a good old stabbing. Anyway, for the good of his fellow soldiers, there's another fronted adverbial, he was tunnelling below no man's land, and there he goes, tunnelling below no man's land. His aim was to plant an explosive beneath the German trench. And there's the enemy trench, and there's the explosive. He doesn't know about it. Not yet, anyway. But, alas, and spot the expanded noun phrase, he was unfortunate enough to encounter a fierce, terrifying German tunnelling group with more men and weapons. And look how fierce that soldier looks right there. Wouldn't want to come across him in a dark tunnel beneath a dark trench. Bravely he fought for king and country, but he succumbed to the might of the enemy, and there he is, unfortunately dead. His death was not in vain, however. He wounded the enemy enough that they could not complete their mission. He will be awarded the Victoria Cross for bravery, and you might notice that that drawing is significantly better than the others. That one was not drawn by me. You should know that your son was well liked by his mournful yet brave colleagues. There they are, best friends for life. This is the final piece of the letter where we're talking about how he was viewed, how he'll be remembered, and we're keeping it positive. We're letting the grieving parties know that he was loved and that he'll be missed. He kept spirits high with tales of you and his brothers, and he will be sadly missed. And there's his dog tags. Yours with great sorrow, Lieutenant Gareth Hampton, a lieutenant that we've made up. So, what you can do is create your own plan using these to help you. What you can also do is, or what you could also do, is write your own letter based off this plan. It's up to you, because this is home learning, so this is really, you've got the autonomy to do kind of what you want with this. So you could use this plan to write your own letter, or you could write your own plan that's even better than mine. It is entirely up to you. Let me know what you do. Look forward to seeing it. And well, I'll see you tomorrow or whenever after you've watched this. See ya.